Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Now join me for a follow-up review on the Pagani design Submariner. I've had this watch for over a week now, and the reason the plastic is still stuck on the watch is because, as I mentioned in the full video, this is going to a friend of mine. So I haven't actually wore this watch, and so this is a premature, let's call it, follow-up review. I have tried the watch on a few times while I've had it. I've had to play with it, a little tinker with it, and looked at it all over. So I've got some extra information for you guys on this. Overall, the watch is absolutely stunning, and it gets kind of difficult for the price point of these watches to be overly critical, because, you know, in your mind you're kind of comparing it to slightly high-end pieces, but you've got to remember, you know, with what you've paid for it, you know, we don't expect too much now. So obviously you will have slight little flaws here and there, and I think most people do know that when they buy these watches. Having said that, there's not a whole lot of compromise in terms of quality. So as you can see with this Pagani here, one of the best features of this watch is indeed this sunray dial, blue with a tinge of purple. The color I've got here, the blue, I wasn't too sure about it. It felt a bit too primary for me. However, having been looking at it for a few days now, it has sort of grown on me. It does stand out. The case, the actual feel of the actual watch, you can't complain at all. Let's take that off. You can't complain at all. The case back. So just a quick overview of the specifications. You've got a ceramic bezel, sapphire crystal, and a Seiko NH35 movement, stainless steel case, stainless steel bracelet. It's the Rolex style Pagani design. So from the top, pros, packaging. Pagani keep it consistent. They give the same packaging. They give you a cloth, all the little extras with the warranty cards, etc. A decent box. It's not too big, so it won't take up a whole lot of space, which is a bonus. Along with that, again, as I mentioned, the build quality is brilliant. Sapphire glass, I've got something for this. So I ordered a Diamond Selector 2. There we go. So I can actually test this for you guys here. Let's just switch it on, warm it up. So the few days I've had it and I've had a look at it, I haven't noticed too much difference from my initial review. I have noticed one or two things which they could improve on, but overall, you know, it's got a good presence on the wrist. It is very comfortable to wear, and the build quality is consistent so far. This is the second Pagani I've bought, and no major, you know, complaints or gripes with the watch. So the sapphire tester is ready. Let's prime it. Okay, there we go. Sapphire glass, yes or no. There you go, confirmation. Which is a bit strange to me because on the last Pagani, the 1649 that I reviewed, the price point was more or less the same, but that sapphire glass proved to be hardlex. So I don't know what they did there. Maybe it was a genuine mistake by the agent, because again, you know, you've got two watches within the same price range. One has sapphire, and the others they couldn't put it on. But you know, anyway. So just to quickly summarize now, I mentioned the pros. Now on to what I think are the cons or the slight little compromises. The bracelet could be better. There's a slight wobble in it. I'm not too fussed about the way it clicks, but there's that backwards play in it as well. The crown is a bit tough to put back in. That's because there is a significantly stronger spring in this. You can literally feel it when you pop it out, but that might not be a bad thing as well. It's just, you just gotta sort of, there you go. There's a little knack to it anyway. A con that I mentioned in the full review, I mentioned about the clasp, about the lack of having micro adjustments. but I was informed in the comments by Watch Junkie. Thank you for that, mate. I just want to go off on a tangent real quick while I mention the comments. The comments has been unexpected and it is a pleasant surprise because the comment section in most of my videos, I do really appreciate them, and it has turned out to be quite an engaging experience. So I would have thought the comments really would not have kicked off, and you might have the odd guy saying, yeah, nice watch, mate, whatever. But they have been very constructive. You know, a lot of you guys in there do genuinely like your watches, and I'm loving the comments that are coming through and the feedback. So please keep that up. And these latter points have come off the back of comments. So shout out to Watch Junkie. I was moaning about the lack of micro adjustment on this, but he did say there's a slight diver style extension at the back here. Now you've got to push down on the front here and yank it. Now with this, it is quite hard to do, so I was actually fighting with it for like 10-15 minutes and I couldn't get it undone, so I've just decided to leave it. I'm still going to put it as a con though, because it's quite difficult to do that, so they should make the bracelet quite easy to, you know, straightforward to adjust. And one other point I picked up on was it's actually a bit of a quality issue here. So when you close the clasp, the safety thing here, let's zoom in, don't know if you can see that. See that bit of burr there? Now that is quite a sharp edge on the inside. Now what that can do, I've polished this mark out, so it was quite a lot worse than that. You can leave a little scratch or a mark on the opposite side here. So I did get in touch with the seller and asked him to, you know, make sure the factory does pay attention. I mean, that could be down to simple tooling where the tool isn't being maintained, so it's caused that. Now all the watches might not have that on there, it might just be a few, might just be this one. I'm not too sure at this stage. And the last thing that is quite poor on this is the lume. It's very faint. Now my other watches that I have under this light, they brighten up really quick, but that is poor lume. Yeah. Also, I made a comment about the possibility of modding this watch, and I received a message from Super Lord of War. Thanks, Super. Thanks for your comment. And he basically let me know that the bezel isn't straightforward. So, you know, in my mind, I would have just popped the bezel off, but he's actually fixed this bezel, which fair play to you, dude. What he's done is, if you pop it off, you'll actually destroy it. So what he's told me is, you've got to take off the ceramic bezel insert, and then in there is like a safety ring, or more like a steel wire, and then you have to pry the whole bezel off. Now I don't know too much into detail what he's done with it, how he's done it, but he did say he'll make a little video if he's got to maintain it in the future. But I don't know if you can, even if you destroy the bezel, you could maybe, because I don't know what it looks like underneath, maybe you could put in a spring click bezel, the spring clicker that you have on the Seikos, and then slap a Seiko bezel on there, or an aftermarket one. I don't know how that will fare. Yeah, so all in all, with Pagani design, what I have noticed, I've only bought 2 of them so far, but from that 2 I can already tell that the consistencies lie in their packaging, so that's a plus, and the general overall build quality is good. Apart from the safety clasp on this one, you don't get many sharp edges. You get a very decent amount of style and quality of finishing on the actual case and the watch. They've got good weight to them, you know, nice dials. So even thinking about the 1649, the homage of the tag, aesthetically they look brilliant. Sorry, you can't knock them for that at all. In terms of the well, it is still consistently poor in that sense. Is they need to improve on the bezels, and they need to, well, the bracelets are fine. It's just this part here, maybe it's just a stiff one. I've got a stiffer bracelet than the other models. I think that really is it. Oh yeah, the lume. even the 1649 had really poor lume. So across the board, they need to improve on the lume, and improve on the bezel. Now, if that adds another £10 to the actual cost of the watch, people would gladly pay it. You know, they would gladly pay that. The branding is fine, and what I do like about Pagani, they don't go OTT with their branding. So even the case backs, and even on the 1649 model, it was not over the top, where you can have watches that you know, in the same league as this, but they've got these hideous stampings all over the watches, which is unnecessary. And even the design is not too offensive. I mean, you'd expect them to have a little logo here, which is, I've got no issue with that. And the crown, you know, so they are consistent in some of the, I don't know what they call now, the giblets on the watches. So yeah, that's it for this follow-up on the Pagani design Submariner. Just one little point: if you are thinking of buying this, you know, please actually go get it. It is a fantastic watch. But if you're gonna use the link that I've put in the description in the main video and this follow-up, message him and get yourselves the discount, guys. Use my name. Like I said, I'm not making anything off Pagani design. They don't sponsor me in any way, shape or form. So if he's getting free advertisement by me, why not get something for yourselves? So everybody watching, if you do want to purchase this, message him, say you saw it on the watch, I mentioned my channel, and push him for a little discount. You shouldn't have to push too hard. He should give you something better than the advertised price. So thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, subscribe, hit the like button, and keep your comments coming. Thank you for watching.